Hey!
What? So in last week's video, I was talking about the Nikon D750 and the reasons why you should and shouldn't buy it this year. And one of the reasons why I mentioned that you should buy it is because it has this feature called Commander Mode. Now in Commander Mode, essentially what happens is the flash on top of the camera acts as a trigger to fire off external flashes. So what I'm going to be doing today is doing a little bit of a setup with two external flashes, and I'm actually going to be doing some food photography, and more specifically, food photography for Instagram. So a lot of you that follow my channel probably know me as a landscape and nature photographer, but what a lot of you don't realize is that a good portion of my income as a photographer comes from doing food photography. Okay, just very quickly, I'm going to take you through the gear I'm going to be using today. This is the Nikon D750, as well as I'm using the workhorse of a lens, the Nikon 24 to 70mm f2.8 lens, as well as I've got my Manfrotto tripod, and I'm using a little shutter remote release cable as well. Over here, I've got two Nikon SB700 flashes, and they're set up on light stands. And the great thing about these little flashes, when I bought them, they come in a little pouch, and in the pouch, you've got like a diffuser, as well as some color correction filters for tungsten and fluoro lights. And over here, I've got my softbox, as well as some more umbrella diffusers and a reflector board. Just quickly, I wanted to take you through the D750 and how I'll set it up into Commander Mode to command these two flashes here. So I'll just click on Menu, and I'm going to scroll down to where that little pencil icon is on the left there, and then scroll around and come down to where it says bracketing and flash. On the flash sync speed, I've got 1/250th of a second at auto FP, and then you scroll down to where it says flash control for built-in flash. At the moment it's on TTL. We need to change that and bring it down into Commander Mode. So we'll click on that. Now at the moment, all three flashes will be activating. So I've got my top flash firing as well as the two SB700s. But I really don't want this flash to be part of it. I just want to use this as a trigger. So I'm just going to scroll across and scroll down till I get that little notification that that flash isn't going to actually work. It's actually just going to use the illumination to fire off as a trigger. Now, the great thing about the two flashes, I can control the power from behind the D750, either lowering it or making it more powerful. So around the back on the SB700 flashes, to turn those on, I'm just going to come around to where it says remote. So we just flick the switch up and just up into remote. So let's just do a very quick shot to make sure that those flashes are working. Yep, both fired at the same time. When it comes to shooting for Instagram, I like to shoot in portrait orientation. So what that allows me to do is crop both top and bottom to bring the size of the image down to 8:10, which is pretty much the standard size for Instagram nowadays. Now, I'm going to be shooting a nice summer salad today. And what I'm going to do is surround it with really nice, vibrant colors. And what that does is it gives the image a really beautiful theme. So when you've got summer, you've got things like warm colors, beautiful flowers, and a lot of different color. And in this salad, you're going to see that, a lot of different color. So I have an array of extras that I like to use. My wife and I actually call these dingleberries. And you can pick these things up for just $2 at your local store or op shop. And over the years, I've just accumulated these things, and it really helps with the food photography and giving it different themes. Going to be using this picnic basket today, as well as these little tiny party lights that I picked up for $2. I've got some coloured ones and plain ones. Firstly, the salad. I'm just using a picnic basket with fresh wattle flowers Kristy got from our garden. So what I'm doing here, I'm just adding a little bit of sprigs of the wattle just around the outside, just to give it that bit of a outdoor picnicky type feel. Cool, let's try that. I'm shooting at ISO 100 at f4 and I'm at 1/60th of a second and I'm shooting at 60mm. Okay, that's not too bad, but I want to introduce some warmer light on that back flash. I'm just going to put that tungsten filter on there just to warm it up a little bit. Okay, that looks much better. Simply crop the shot on your phone or Photoshop and you're good to go for Instagram. Another way that I actually like to light my food photography is just by taking advantage of natural light. Now the great thing about this room is that as the afternoon sun goes down, it filters through these windows here. And I have shot meals here before and it's actually worked out quite well. The great thing is I can get down low here, shoot through the window, and I've got this little garden bed out here that makes for a really beautiful soft focus background. On the other side here, I normally just use something like a reflector board or just a flash with a bit of diffuser on it. Okay, so now it's time for my favorite food, and that is dessert. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to have some strawberries with a nice, fresh chocolate mousse dipping sauce. And I'm going to give this a real party feel. I'm actually going to use those little party lights that I showed you before, as well as in the background I'm going to have some flowers as a nice little bit of, you know, background soft type of interest, that type of, you know what I mean. So I guess my tips for shooting food for Instagram is always to give your food shots a theme and try to give your food some extra added depth by having extras either out of focus in the foreground or background or even both. Lighting is also very important. You can have dramatic right through to natural, but again try to keep it in the theme of the food that you're photographing. Well, I hope these tips for food photography for Instagram help you out. By all means, if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. As always, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. Never stop creating, and I'll see you next time.